All right, let's dive right in. Today we're tackling one of the wildest, most explosive topics imaginable. We're talking about widespread claims, coming from very high-level insiders, that there's a secret group deep inside the government running an illegal, multi-trillion-dollar operation, all to hide UFO technology and, yes, non-human intelligence from the entire world.
And this quote, wow, it just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it? The main accusation here isn't just that they're keeping secrets, it's that the programs keeping them are operating completely outside the law, completely outside the Constitution, which makes them, in the eyes of these whistleblowers, nothing short of a criminal enterprise.
So that really brings us to the core question of this whole explainer. I mean, what actually happens when the very people who are supposed to be protecting national security are accused of being the biggest lawbreakers of all? We're going to unpack every claim from our sources and see just how deep this rabbit hole really goes.
We're not starting at the beginning. Nope, we're jumping right into the thick of it, right into the current whistleblower testimony and the congressional hearings that have taken this issue from a quiet simmer to a full-on boiling over crisis. The sources are calling it a cosmic Watergate, and believe me, the allegations are absolutely staggering.
Now, what's so crucial to understand is that these aren't just theories from some random blog. These are direct claims made under oath by decorated intelligence officials. They're alleging that for decades, the U.S. has been picking up crashed non-human craft, recovering actual biologics, and then illegally hiding every last bit of it from Congress. And they say they've gone so far as to threaten anyone who even thinks about speaking out.
And when we say threats, we're not talking about subtle warnings. The sources use this term over and over, wet works. This isn't just about scaring people. This is a term for targeted assassinations, for murder, to keep the secret. They'll even point to cases like CIA Director Bill Colby, who was allegedly killed the very week he planned to hand over free energy technology. That's how far they claim this group will go.
So how in the world do we get here? Well, according to the sources, this whole crisis didn't just pop up overnight. To really understand what's happening now, you have to go all the way back to the very beginning of the alleged cover-up.
This timeline basically lays out the origin story. It all starts in 1947 with Roswell. Sources claim a new type of radar system accidentally brought down an extraterrestrial vehicle. That sparked an immediate panicked cover-up that just snowballed through the 50s. You had eyewitnesses seeing bodies, and then in 1954, a huge breakthrough in reverse engineering. And that kicked off a secret arms race that's led us all the way to today, where insiders say they're tracking over 127 of these crash retrievals just in the US.
But hold on, because even that number is just the tip of the iceberg. While the official leaks and whistleblowers might talk about dozens of incidents, insiders claim the real number of crash retrievals, when you look at the whole globe, is well over 1,000. The sheer scale of what they're describing it's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
But why? Why go to such extreme, insane lengths to keep all this a secret? According to our sources, to get the motive, you have to do what investigators always do. You follow the money.
Take a look at this number, $2.9 trillion. This is the exact amount that the Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld, announced the Pentagon just couldn't account for. And he announced it on September 10, 2001. The sources allege this is exactly where that money went, siphoned off into these illegal, unacknowledged black budget projects that operate with zero oversight. And what was all that money buying? Well, according to these claims, it was used to reverse engineer this incredible technology and then bury it. Sources point to over 5,000 patents for things like zero-point energy and advanced propulsion systems that have been classified and basically seized by the government, keeping world-changing tech locked away from all of us.
And this quote, man, this just spells it all out, doesn't it? The technology they've supposedly recovered could give the world limitless clean energy. If you release that, the entire global oil, gas, and coal industry becomes obsolete overnight. You're talking about wiping out trillions and trillions in corporate and financial assets. For that kind of money, you can bet people will do literally anything to keep the status quo.
Okay, so this is where the story takes a really crucial turn, because the sources are very, very clear on this point. The biggest danger we face isn't some alien invasion from outer space. It's a very human threat coming from right here on Earth.
This comparison is so important to understand. For decades, the public has been sort of conditioned to fear a hostile alien invasion. But the whistleblowers are saying, no, that is a deception. The real threat, they claim, is this rogue transnational human group that has secretly weaponized this incredible technology and now operates completely in the shadows, with no government on Earth able to control them.
And here's where it gets genuinely terrifying. Insiders are warning that this rogue group has the capability to stage a false flag alien attack. Think about it. Using man-made anti-gravity craft that look exactly like UFOs, and maybe even genetically engineered, programmed life forms that look like aliens, they could fake an entire invasion. Why? To create global panic, consolidate their power, and lock us into a permanent war economy in space.
So faced with this absolutely dire situation, and a congressional process that they say has been completely stalled and stonewalled, well, these insiders claim there's now a new path forward. It's a radical, citizen-led plan to basically force the truth out into the open for everyone to see.
Let's just compare the two approaches here. You've got the official path, right? Slow, secret hearings where all the information is controlled and the whistleblowers are left totally vulnerable. Then you have this new strategy. They're calling it asymmetric disclosure. It is the exact opposite. We're talking about a group of defectors, protected by private special forces, who just bypass the government entirely to get hard proof directly into the hands of the public.
And here's the playbook. Step 1. Defectors inside these programs gather the irrefutable proof. We're talking photos, documents, material samples, maybe even bodies and pieces of craft. Step 2. They get all that evidence secured. Step 3. They release it all at once, to billions of people through a global network. It would create a tidal wave of public demand for the truth that no government on Earth could possibly ignore.
Ultimately, the picture these sources are painting is of a battle for truth that's reaching its final climax. It's a secret so profound, it could either set humanity free or be used to enslave it. And that leaves us with one final, really heavy question. If the official channels have failed, and a small group of insiders decides to take this all into their own hands, who do we trust to handle our future?